guys, welcome back for another video. So today I'm going to be working on several more projects in my backyard. First and foremost, you guys remember I did install a catch basin here in that area. I want to install another one on this side just because this area gets a pretty good sized puddling here and I don't want to have any issues with my arborvitaes. So I'm going to put another one there and just connect it to the one that I have buried. I'm going to do it the same way, make it a French drain style and connect it with a Y. And then also, y'all excuse how crazy my patio is looking. I know it looks like a disaster. It's a lot going on, but I want to start moving some of these plants to rehab rows so I can start prepping this area for my patio extension. The first two plants I definitely want to get moved today are these two DeGroots arborvitae here. Want to uproot these and plant them on my fence line. And then I also want to start moving some of my sod as well. So let's go ahead and just get to work. Y'all, first project is complete and in perfect timing because the sun is just starting to hit this area. So I wanted to get it done while I was working in the shade because it's supposed to be in the 80s today. So all I need to do now is go back and get a matching grate just like that one for this cover because the one I have is green. I want it to be black, so I'll go back to the store and switch that out. And hopefully I won't have to dig out this drain. I'm hoping that because this is planted so close to the arborvitaes, once these start to root out, it'll help alleviate the water issue, but we'll see how it works for now. All right, next order of business to DeGroots arborvitaes here. I'm gonna go ahead and dig those up and plant those along my fence line.
We've had this conversation and you seem to agree with me, but when there's complications, you withdraw and leave me to be. When there's a problem, you become like a wall. Time I trip, it's a free fall. Why don't you help me the way I help you? You don't have to save me, just be my parachute. When I'm feeling down, you're just not there, making sure I'm okay. Why don't you help me the way I help you?
Alright y'all, so I finally got all 4 of my arborvitae planted, and y'all, this was a beast of a project just because those root balls on my 2 arborvitaes on either end here were so huge. Like, they have been in their pots for 3 years. They were supposed to come out last season and I never got around to it. So I'm pretty sure they'll be happier planted in ground now. I will insert a picture so you guys can see how big that root ball was. Like, I didn't even bother filming that process just because the struggle was real. So I did end up mounding all of my trees up pretty high just because I do plan on coming in with a lot more compost to build up my beds. I want my beds to be about as high as the bottom like railing of my fence, so that's why you see them mounted up so high. And then I did also go in and use the extra dirt from digging out the holes to fill along the bottom of the fence line, as well as the gap I had underneath my gate. which looks a little bit better, you guys. I did have someone come out and look at my gate. Unfortunately, they said that this is just how it's designed, so I'll just have to deal with it. So I did plant both of my DeGroots arborvitaes on either side. These get about 12 to 15 feet tall and about 2 to 3 feet wide. So I'm hoping that over time they'll grow about this wide, just enough to cover up the post so you won't be able to see how crooked the gate is. But yeah, y'all, I think this looks amazing. I do plan on continuing my wall with arborvitaes just because I want this to just be an all green wall. So that will be upcoming. I think I'm going to go ahead and take a break here, go inside, get something to eat just because I'm hungry, and then we'll come back and finish up the rest of the projects. All right, you guys, so here is where I ended up moving my pots for now. These are the 2 pots that used to sit in my shade garden that held the 2 arborvitaes that I just planted along the fence line. One of them used to sit right where I planted my rhododendron from the front bed, and the other one was right here. So I do have plants already in mind for these 2 areas, but I'm just not sure what I want to plant in these. I know I want something pretty tall, but I don't want to block my neighbor's camera that's sitting up there. And I also am not sure if I really want to keep these pots here, just because I really would prefer to have something a little bit more tall. But I'm not sure if you guys can really see the color just because of the lighting. There we go. They are a really pretty purple and blue ombre effect. So yeah, not sure. I'm going to think on it for a couple of weeks, maybe not a couple of weeks, maybe a few days, and make a decision. All right, y'all, I'm back. I actually went inside and took a little bit of a break because we did get a rain shower. So I just wanted to show you guys what I've got accomplished. I have finally started to mulch rehab row. Like, it looks so much better. I mean, the bed still looks pretty janky just because there's a lot of random plants planted in it, but it does look a little bit more tidy. I did also run to the store and pick up a black cover for my catch basin, which looks great. We did get a rain shower, as I stated, and y'all, there is no puddle in either spot. Like, so pleased with how these drains are working. I am going to keep an eye on them over the next couple of years as my arborvitaes grow and start to root out. Just want to make sure that their roots aren't going to cause any issues because they are planted quite close to these drain lines. So definitely going to keep an eye on that, but I'm so happy with how they're working right now. I think next what I want to do is go ahead and work on my sod.
I try this a new way. I'm gonna show you the tricks that I know. I'm getting tired of talking, and I need more of a show right now. It's time that you made your mind up, 'cause lately all it ever does is change. Feels like we're only talking, going round and around, back around. I will fight like no other every day. I won't stop like the others. I will stay. 'Cause now is the right time, and I'm feeling alright. I'm playing your game like I know I can win right now. You got me up tonight, 'cause loving you is like I'm walking a tightrope so high. I won't be turning around. No, I won't be turning around. You feeling alright? I'm playing your game like I will win tonight. I think I'll do it on my way. I'm gonna show you what I'm going through, get you out of your comfort zone, 'cause I need more of the truth right now. It's time that you made your mind up, 'cause lately all it ever does is change. Feels like we're only talking, going round and around, back around. I will fight like no other every day. I won't stop like the others. I will stay. 'Cause now is the right time, and I'm feeling alright. I'm playing your game like I know I can win right now. You got me up tonight, 'cause loving you is like I'm walking a tightrope so high. I won't be turning around.
All right, y'all, sod has been moved and I am officially exhausted. Like, I know I said this in my previous video, but y'all, sod really is not a project for the weary or the weak. Sod is very heavy. It was super heavy this go round just because we just got a rain, so the sod was wet, which made it even more heavy. And then it was also very rooted in. Like, I'm so proud of how well this sod has taken. Look at that, y'all. It's so green and lush. It's definitely gotten tall. It needs to be mowed at this point. I'm just going to give it a couple more weeks before I start cutting on it. But I definitely don't have any concerns about how the sod will do on this side. I pretty much prepped the ground the exact same way, laid out some compost, tilled that in just so that the roots can have something nice and fluffy and airy to root into. So I think the sod will do great. Basically all I did was I moved my full sod pieces from this side over to this side. And then once I got to this area, I did have to cut some pieces. I just used my little handsaw here. This one is the one that I used just to handsaw and make a nice clean cut, and then I kind of puzzle pieced them together right here in the front. So I actually ended up with a lot more grass than I planned on initially in this area, because I know I told y'all I wanted to keep this area pretty bare for just creating garden beds, planting, and maybe some type of structural thing. I haven't really quite decided yet, but yeah, I can always go back and cut out some pieces if I need to, but it just feels so good to have this area opened up. So my vision is to have a pathway leading out straight from my gate, and then also I plan on planting along the pathway. So that's why I didn't bring the grass all the way to the edge. I do plan on having a garden bed on each side lining the pathway. But y'all, when I got to this side, I was exhausted. You guys, I did not have the energy to keep using my handsaw and cutting out pieces. So I eventually will be cutting out probably from like here over, just to create a bed lining this side of the pathway, but I'll just do that when I'm ready to actually get the path installed. So I did want to take a quick minute just to address the question that I got on my initial sod laying video, and that was, will I be rolling out my sod? So the answer to that is no. I did not rent a sod roller just because I didn't feel like it was necessary for this small amount of space. Y'all, all I did was I used my feet and I walked on it, like literally just shuffled my feet across it just to flatten out the side, get any air pockets out of it, just to make sure that it's getting that nice sod to soil contact. So pretty much did the same thing on this side. I just walked on it, and I'm going to make sure that I keep it watered really well for the next 2 weeks. We are supposed to get in the 90s this week, so I definitely will be keeping an eye on the watering. But yeah, y'all, I think this looks amazing. I mean, it's not a lot to look at, but when you can see something cleared out and where your vision is going, it's just super satisfying. So yeah, so happy to have this side moved, and hopefully I don't ever have to move side again. So I wanted to end the video here posing a question to you guys. Here are 2 options that I've settled on for planting up these 2 pots lining my fence. Over here to the right is going to be my option A, which is a boxwood. And this boxwood does get quite large, so the options are endless. It does need a trim job, so I can let this one grow into a nice columnar shape and trim it that way. I could trim it into a nice ball. I can poodle topiary it if I wanted to. I can also make it a spiral. I just feel like boxwoods are a timeless classic plant in the garden. So that is option A. And then over here on the left is going to be my option B, which is a privet. And same thing for this one. There's a ton of options. This one does get about 12 feet tall, so I could just let this one grow into a nice columnar structure and just have 2 columns flanking my entry. I can also poodle topiary this one. I can spiral it, or I could just let it grow the way that it's growing. So 2 complete different plants, but very versatile options. I am completely torn, so I could really use you guys' help and advice. If you would, please just leave me a comment down below letting me know whether you choose option A or option B. I really appreciate it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it and found it inspirational. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're interested in seeing more from me, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.